would like to thank Nekota for the thumbnail of this video. It's really funny, I like it a lot. Thank you again. Dr. Birkins, the cameras have revealed that there is a bunch of USS agents that have entered the facility. Annette was right, Umbrella seemed to be desperate for the G-Virus. You should go obtain it before they do. It would be a shame to lose your life's work to Umbrella now, wouldn't it? While he secures the sample, hello or welcome back. Today we're gonna talk about Resident Evil Outbreak. This game, what do you want?
You're not allowed to bring a camera in here.
Yes, and you're not allowed to be near any Raccoon High School.
It was for an experiment.
Do not care, it was for an experiment. The subject has more of a chance to survive if it's a grown adult, not a high schooler. Besides, I know why you're doing it. You're going after the people who bullied you back then, but they're not going to school anymore. They're adults now. Leave the school alone.
It's about sending a message. No one will ever do it ever again.
Okay, listen here, buddy. Look, you got no morals. I got it. But listen here, I know you're the one who stole the leech from last night's experiment. And I also know what science experiment you did with it. So if you want no one to find out, you better shut up about the camera. A peach?
Okay.
Oh, you guys must be here for Birkin. You go down the hallway and go to your right and you should meet him.
Wowzers.
You guys should be careful though. I don't think he'll give the G-Virus that easily.
Why are you helping them?
I am not helping them. It's just better to cooperate instead of getting shot.
You're right, but I don't care about that. Did you see the legs on that agent?
I now fully understand why they bullied you. I don't know why she's not wearing pants. I don't understand the advantage you would gain in the battlefield, but... Did you hear that?
Oh, they shot him! What do we do now?
No matter. I'll just tell Annette and... It seems I'm out of time. While I find a place to hide, the computer will start Resident Evil Outbreak for you. That'll do it.
Please!
Resident Evil Outbreak. Where do I even begin? It was literally an end of an era. The era of fixed camera and Raccoon City. Because after Outbreak, RE4 came out, and the rest is history. Hell, this game is the reason I found out the PS2 had online. I always assumed it was the PS3 that started it all. You needed the PS2 adapter for it to work, but you know, it works. Look, I can go over and over and tell you how this game was ahead of its time, but you already heard that, done that. So I'm just gonna tell you what we're gonna do in this timeless games. Instead of playing this game alone, which would have driven me crazy playing with the AI, I brought along two friends with the levels of experience with the franchise with me for File 1. Darkrat and Shrimp, these are people who have most games in their belt. And since we already played this game together, they have already an idea where to go with their added experience. But we have another person for File 2, who is basically a newborn baby. Yashas. Yashas has 3 games under his belt. RE7, RE8, and RE2 Remake. I would put RE6 in there, but I don't think I ever did the story mode with him. He only wanted to play Survivors DLC because he wanted to kill other players. I remember this well because it was after school. We started playing RE6 in Survivors mode and we joined a lobby with a lot of people. A player started losing and started pulling out hacks with infinite missile, just like RE4 cheats or the endgame weapons. So the hacker made everyone leave the lobby besides Yasha and me. And I was about to leave because I didn't want to waste my time, but Yasha convinced me to stay because he really wanted to beat the hacker. 4 hours passed and we still didn't beat the hacker, so I used Agent, used his 3 magnum bullets for his lightning hawk, put a skill that makes quick shots do a lot more damage, and all I needed was Yasha to give me an opportunity to get close. Which it did happen and we managed to beat him in Urban Chaos. Was it worth it beating the hacker and wasting all that time? No, but like the good doctor said, it's about sending a message. The next day, Yasha told me that he found a new tech. We started fighting in Survivors mode and he started cheating as well with the missile. So we ended up not playing that DLC ever again. But that should be enough to show you what type of person Yasha is. He'll be pushing that boulder no matter what, just to prove a point. Now that you know how the players are, it's time to show you how the Outbreak run went.
What a weird customer.
What a weird customer.
No, not weird.
What are you doing?
What are you doing? So good.
No, I think 16 by now.
Since it's been years we didn't play this game, it was more about fighting to remember how to play the game.
Start at different places as well. I forget because I'm getting jumped already. I'm getting jumped already.
How do we run again? How do we run? How do we run?
Why now? I agree.
While me and Dark Rat was figuring out how to play the game, Shrimp was getting attacked in the bathroom and getting jumped. We wasted too much time and the zombies came in.
Okej, det är gone, va?
Où ça?
Oh, y'a un zombie!
Tu m'as coupé, chienne!
Ah, bon.
Oui, mais il me téléporte, tu vois.
In context, we put the game on very hard since we're familiar with the game. But we're fighting the controls and forgot where to go. And since the zombies in Outbreak sometimes teleport, you can lose a lot of health because something beyond your control grabbed you. Dark Rat was down and Shrimp was almost dead on the floor. And since the run was over, I decided to finish off Shrimp. What?
What is this?
Bitch.
What is that? No, don't leave me here.
Our second attempt didn't go as well.
Ça... Oh, je suis capable. Il m'a grab.
Oh my god. What?
Non, mais c'est pas ça bug. Dernière fois, il m'a... Adieu, les gars. Je suis mort.
The third run went better, but I ended up locking Shrimp outside. If you break it, you're gonna have to die. He had to break it to get in, and the zombies overwhelmed us and we died. The fifth attempt went better, but we died here, and Dark Rat pushed the card in us to block us from leaving.
You're a fucking dickhead. You're a dickhead.
And when we arrived at the scene where we had to defend the cop while he was trying to open the door, we had no weapons and we were almost dead, so we just died. This is where we gave up and put it back in normal because it was taking a lot of time. And I didn't feel like restarting every time someone dies off screen because they wanted to wander around. And the sixth run was the run because we reached near the end of the map, or the level, and we needed to get 3 pieces of the dynamite to explode the city. And we succeeded, with me almost dying. JPEG, low polys. The second scenario, below freezing point. As you see, it's very cold, and it's also a map that was in the original RE2 and RE2 remake. This is also where the scientist scared me with her gun.
Stop it. I don't understand what you're talking about.
The really cool idea about this map is that once you reach the vent, all 3 of you are separated. Since we're 3, there's 1 player under who's alone, and in the second floor, there's 2 players, but they're across the hallway from each other. They're far away apart. I was on the floor with Dark Rat, but he seems a bit confused. I don't know. Help! Anyways, you need 2 bottles of chemicals to mix them up to kill the plant upstairs. That kinda looks zesty. I saw an NPC and my first thought was... Then we found Shrimp, he gave me his frozen wrench, we put hot water to unfroze it, and then we used it to open the panels to get the wheels. We used the wheels to go to the next area, and then the lady gets attacked. Everything was smooth until everyone just literally did not pick up the file for the computer, and so we got lost for a bit. We finally found it, we put the code in the computer, and then went all the way back to where the plant was. We went back up where the place was freezing, including the frozen hunters, but guess what? The mob had a great idea, to bring me back to the bottom of the level. While I was arriving, Dark Art unfroze the whole building, so you know the hunters are out there doing devious things. And since they couldn't leave because I had the elevator keys, Shrimp came back to come help me, but they started jumping him and they broke his shotgun. It was gonna be over for me, and because he started jumping shrimp, but Dark Rat came back for me. Well, he came back for the keys to be exact, because he couldn't escape. The good thing is that they were all trying to beat shrimp so we could escape now. Just kidding, we went back for him, but a hunter teleporting and all in front of the door? Yeah, maybe this wasn't the best idea, so we left. Then we found out he went through the door at the same time as us, that's why we didn't see him, but it doesn't matter, because the hunter can go through doors, and so they finished them off. In the end, we were all overwhelmed by hunters, and the run was finished. But the second run went better, and we were more prepared to fight the hunters, and we stayed in this corner to defeat them because we didn't want to risk it. The final boss is a G-virus specimen that burst out of the scientist lady's chest. And I just gotta say, I'd rather die than injecting myself with whatever this thing is. We fought it, and you could use the train thingy to hit it to do more damage, which is a pretty cool idea, it's pretty fun.
Raccoon City has a hidden face. Now I've seen it, and I'll spend the rest of my life trying to forget.
The third scenario, the Hive. Oh gosh.
Oh, I apologize if I surprised you.
I'm sorry to alarm you, but I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. This map is ass, and Shrimp fell off the window again. I couldn't save him, so I just watched him die. At the very least, he died on screen. The second attempt. While it wasn't too hard, we didn't manage to find a way. It's just that the leechman is a bit of annoying. It's the fact he knows sometimes you're drifting the locker without no context of seeing you at all is a bit silly. Well, even the final boss for this map is straight up doo-doo. He's super slow. And it's the type of boss where you have to be close to him so he can start advancing, so he just hurts you, but if you go too far, he stops moving straight up. It's really annoying. We even tried shooting these sprinklers on top of the sewers to see if it would hurt him more, and it did, but it felt like we were doing the boss fight wrong. I was genuinely curious, but every clip I seen on this boss, someone is always cheesing it somehow. So this boss is just straight up doo-doo. Bro, the fight was so long, we got gaslighted thinking he would move by his own, so I was just killing what remains of Dark Rat. And then the leeches took his body and made him spawn somewhere else. It was pretty funny. Our last resort was to use the canister that was at the beginning of the boss fight, but Shrimp had a better idea, I guess.
Le canister fait quoi?
Je sais pas, c'est une bonne question.
We died, but the level was so boring we decided to just move on to the next scenario, which is Hellfire, an actual good level. I like Hellfire. The map is just an apartment that's on fire, but it's the fact that you need to take a crazy route to get out of the building, which is pretty interesting. The dev know too, because they put an annoying bird here that would kill you if you cross the ledge without killing him. Shit's so ass, this shit's so ass.
Did I not vault over it? Was the door locked or?
No. Piece of shit. Motherfucker. Dark Rat took his own path because he didn't want to fall off the building, and me and Shrimp took the dangerous path, I think.
I do not trust that. Well, that's kind of... That's... okay.
One of the issues on this map is that fighting more than 2 zombies can make the hallway a bit cramped, as well with other players. This could have easily been worse, the fact that there is lickers in this map as well. But the thing I noticed while looking at these clips that these lickers are like babies. They don't have the giant claws, they're not as big as the one in RE2, which is interesting. But they don't really do much in this scenario. Maybe it's a good thing, because it could have been easily annoying. Eventually, we all got lost, but I found out that going in this room, no one pushed the box. So I had to do it. This box situation also happens in File 2. We'll talk about it later. My issue with this scenario, which is mostly the game, is me doing the puzzle and the zombie always stopping me from doing it. And if I kill him, he'll just respawn 3 seconds after. Not the fault of the scenario, mostly the game how it's made. It's slightly annoying because I have a few codes to go through, so him being there is actually annoying. It didn't matter anyway because Dark Red died, and the second playthrough was kinda better. We had no issues. This time we decided to stay as a team instead of wandering off.
Oh my god.
This is it.
Es-tu sérieux?
There was a puzzle that needed to be done to turn the power back on. But this scene kind of made me laugh because it reminds me of this image of a black dude looking at wires, and we were just standing there looking at Shrimp do the puzzle. It was kind of funny. We're like two old dudes asking the lady downstairs to help us put the internet back on.
Did you find anything?
With the power back on, we can take the emergency ladder and go out of the main door. But there's a boss. Like most of the kills on this level, she doesn't do much, and you just shoot her until she dies.
You made it. Get out. Hurry.
The next scenario is Decision, and I think it's the best map in File 1.
One masterpiece is enough.
This final scenario is not only huge, it is packing with content. Has quite a lot of enemy variety and a lot of places that's interesting to go. Funny enough, we died on the first puzzle because we were trying to do a puzzle on a clock that wasn't turned on. It's slightly silly because the clock you can interact with it. If you complete the puzzle, it just won't work because you need to go to the desk to open the clock.
Okay.
It's a slight nitpick because usually when an item is closed or not turned on, you can't interact with it. It doesn't help when we have this secretary zombie that keeps dying and respawning back inside to kill us. Like every time you kill a zombie, there's always a puzzle and a zombie together. They were trying to defend me while I was doing the puzzle. It was kind of goofy. We saw Darby fell on the floor.
What?
Regardless, we died and the true run started. We found the first jewel inside the clock like mentioned earlier, and just like RE1, you get the second jewel by playing a piano music. With both jewels attained, you can put in the moose to reach the basement, where you'll get your next objective. With P-Base, V-Poison, and T-Blood, you can create a vaccine. Why would you make a vaccine? Well, in this game, when you get hurt, you become infected. You can halt the infection with herbs and whatnot, but you're always infected. It will continue eventually. Since this final scenario is pretty damn long, by the end of it, you'll be between 70 or 100% infection rate. I was at 16 at that moment, and Shrimp didn't even get hit. He was probably at like 5%, but Dark Rat... The fucker was probably at 60% already at this point in time. To get the V-Poison, we need to fight a lot of infected bees, and I like how this bee faked his own death to Dark Rat. Obtain the V-Poison, and then fight more bees in the elevator, by the way, while Dark Rat was sleeping on the ground. Then we waited for the Yoko fan to finish the puzzle. As we proceed, we get a cutscene about Nikolai, a character I hate a lot in this franchise, and a new tyrant, Thanatos. You should be scared of this tyrant, because his name comes from the Greek god of peaceful death. And since this is an online game, he can teleport.
Okay. Oh, he teleports! Holy shit!
You should've... We started panicking, so we went to another room, thinking we would be safe. Oh boy, we were wrong.
Never mind.
Oh my god! Oh god!
He did not do that in our first time playing this game last time. He did not do that. That I remember. We somehow got him with the electric trap even though he was teleporting, and we got the T-Blood. With the T-Blood obtained, all we needed was the P-Base sealed, which we had two paths to go through. We'll risk it near the water and get one-shotted by the shark, or risk getting drowned by the hunter gammas. There was no way I was going underwater, so I decided to take the other path, which they all followed because I think that's the only way you can reach there anyway. We obtained the last item we needed to make the serum. We went back to the university, let the scientists yap, then Nikolai put a bullet in his head. Then he put explosives because that's the only thing this character does in Operation Raccoon City. And while the clock was ticking, we took the vaccine to remove the virus. It was at 80% when I removed it, and Dark Rat was literally almost dead. We were trying to escape, and I told everyone to go to the elevator. That wasn't where we had to go. I also started moonwalking as well. I tried to hide, but when he turned around, I said, yeah, I'm not doing this. Went outside, the explosion got the Tyrant, and we were safe. But then he came back for round 2. He's missing an arm, but he got the claw thing the Tyrant has usually. But now he has the added bonus of teleporting. We managed to defeat him, and it was finally over. Until he came back, because my goat tentacles didn't hear no bell. Something was telling me he was enjoying this fight, because he gave me this glare. I didn't like that. Before proceeding to teleport even more. Shrimp was down, and I only had an iron pipe, but Dark Rat finished him with a grenade launcher. And with his defeat, File 1 was completed.
It seems that you're safe. I somehow survived William Birkins. At least what remains of the good doctor. Liz, are you listening? Please turn around. Why are you not animated anymore?
Sadly, I need to take you out because this video is already long enough and this skit is way too long. So, bye-bye. Since the budget is running out pretty fast, we should start Outbreak File 2 now. Now that we have another player for File 2, we are now 4, and the first scenario is Wild Thing. You would expect this map to be annoying like fighting the spider monkeys in RE0, but it ends up being a smooth ride. While we teach Yasha how to play the game, we remembered our characters got a few changes in File 2. Alyssa now has a taser as one of her starting weapon, Yoko can now dodge but on all fours, which is technically weaker, and Cindy starts with a thing that makes you stop bleeding, which is super useful because when you bleed in this game, you're slowed down and can receive more attacks from the zombies, which is annoying. But since everyone has 4 inventory space besides Yoko who has 8, most of the time you'll just drop them for a weapon to defend yourself or healing items. I wanted to play Alyssa for this map, but I remembered how the locks played and I really did enjoy it, so I just went back to Cindy so I could have a bunch of healing items and hog them all to myself. Yasha died by a zombie and we restarted. This time this was the run. Somehow our new friend here chose the perfect skin for this scenario. He chose a character that looks like Paul Blart from the Ball Cop movie. My friend over here cannot stand still for a second. There always has to be action or else he literally cannot stop moving.
Go! 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 Go!
Regardless, my goat will be a useful asset to the team. As long as we don't overfry his brain and let him kill a zombie from time to time, we should do fine.
Go! 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 Go!
We proceed as normal and we open the zoo gate. And we encounter our first animal. No, it's not a chimpanzee, it's an elephant. I guess the elephant was enough to scare Paul Blart because he was booking it. But instead of following us with the team, he went the opposite way. Me and Shrimp ran away and tried to hide in this corner on the map here. And while it was a fantastic idea to hide here, I find a way to get hit regardless. There was even a tiger that jump scared me and attacked Shrimp.
Oh, ça fait mal.
But we sent Paul Blart to exterminate him. You see, when you're a child and you get lost at the Walmart or the movie theaters, this is how Yasha is. I need to go back and get him to bring him back to the family, the team. Because if you don't find him, he will wander off. After fighting some alligators, fighting some hyenas, and trapping the elephant, it's time to fight the final boss, the king of the jungle, Mustafa. It wasn't too rough as a boss, we just shot into it, died, and we finished the scenario. The second scenario for File 2 is the Underbelly. It's definitely not as bad as the Hive, but it's not one I'll remember fondly. This time we're inside a subway. The first attempt went really bad because Shrimp was alone and got jumped by 3 zombies while we were trying to go find him and help out, but he was already dead. The second one went a lot better. We went deeper inside the metro, and when I turned on the electric power for the metro, Yasha asked a particular question. He said, why is he getting shocked? Which made me laugh and stress at the same time. Because I realized I turned the power while he was walking in it, and I did not want to restart. So I went back to heal him with the herbs I was hogging, watched Sid Shrimp do another puzzle, he set it the metro train tracks so we can have a direction, and then the second phase of this stage happens. These freaking bugs. These bugs are very annoying. Not only that they poison you, if they hate you and grab onto you, they get 10 times bigger, and they body block you from leaving the area. Because while we were wasting our time trying to unlock a door that we could not without an actual key, since this was an alternate way to leave the map, Yasha was wasting all our bullets we gave him in the train. So he was shooting all our bullets into the bugs that keep respawning. We started the water to take out the fire, but coming back was really rough. Because in this section right here, if you get hit by the bug, he becomes so big he blocks the stairs completely. Remember, not only that it gives poison, it's pretty fast, making them quite annoying since there's a lot of them. We managed to save Shrimp, but then Yasha needed help, so we ran back to the train. And when we made it, he was fine. He just casually baited us to run back to the train because he was bored and had no bullets left. Then the little shit told me his infection rate was fine, and when he got hit, he became a zombie and immediately tried to attack me. I tried disconnecting the train so we could leave, but the guy tried to attack me, so Shrimp put him down out of his misery. Then Shrimp got kidnapped by one of the bugs, then we were kinda forced to go fight the boss anyway because we were low on resources and going back would kill us because there were too many bugs everywhere. We were fighting the boss, but he has ads and there's a roly-poly waves coming every few seconds to attack you. We had no chance. This would have been probably doable if we didn't give all the bullets in the map to Yasha, but it's too late now. While we probably could have finished it on the third try, we didn't want to do this map again. The third scenario is Flashback. It may be, maybe not my favorite scenario because it's on the thumbnail. You all spawn inside a cabin, then an old man comes and he's kinda creepy.
I don't get many visitors around here. I hear the city's in quite a state right about now. Well, there is an old road through these woods that leads to the neighboring town. It's easy to get lost, I'm afraid. Let me show you the way. Let's hope no one gets hurt. It's not like there's a decent hospital around here after all.
Hospital?
This old man is quite funny because when you try to follow him, he starts to book it. Look, I don't care what virus letter it is, but this guy is too fast for him to not be taking some. The old man saw Coolkimy Forest once and said, yeah, I need to replicate Peak. I'm telling you, the closest person near him was Shrimp. Look, I waited for Yasha because if he got lost in RE8, there's no way he's getting out of this forest. Especially this is his first time playing a fixed camera game. When we catch up to Shrimp and Darkrat, Shrimp is already limping, so you already know the old man ankle braked him in the forest. This is also where Yasha got a nice shot here, I gotta admit. When we reached the bridge, Darkrat stayed behind to continue flipping his coins. It's something to do with doing more damage if you get 3 heads or something, I don't know. But it increases damage or critical. We continued without him and reached an abandoned hospital. Once inside, the unexpected happened. Usually in these RE games you would expect a BOW, but this time it's just a man with an axe. Me and Shrimp had a great idea to tell our rookie to try to fight him.
C'est une balle Mais tirez dessus, sale con Les gars, je bleed
Ok, il attend le solo avant que la
I lied!
We ran away from the Axeman, then I found a shotgun under the bed. I decided to give it to Yasha because even though he's gonna waste him, it's gonna be a lot more entertaining. Sale con! The trick with this map, you need to find the syringes so you can stab the plant in the eye so that it can get out of your path. giving you more access to rooms in the hospital. Sadly, the run ended prematurely because when the Axeman charged this new animation, I dodged it, but it got Yasha, which killed him instantly. I'm not sure if he was low, but it felt like these hunters' abilities where they would one-shot you if they get you in the neck. That's what I believe it was. Regardless, the run was a failure, so the second run will be better. But this time I chose the Summer's outfit for Cindy because, I don't know, it made sense for this level. And Yasha chose some bald scientist, I don't know who that is, but it was pretty funny. We went a bit further, and while Yasha was fighting a Spartan battle with this spore zombie, I was figuring out if this needle worked it on every plant, which it did not, only with the eyeball. As in good fashion, I had a bunch of healing items to heal Yasha, but I'd rather hog them all to myself. It was fine because Darkrat came in the room at the same time, so I had enough time to go upstairs and steal the herbs in the floor, and not give them to my team. We killed the big plant on top of the roof so we can have more rooms to explore. It gives us access to a hole that we can leave the map on. I left this needle on the ground, which will make us backtrack later on for no reason because we technically didn't really need it. We went to the hole and now we can leave, but the plant says no and starts to block the door with its vines. We fought some more bees, then I found out this costume was probably not appropriate for this map because these vines do not want to let me go, bro. To cut it short, we needed a syringe with some chemicals inside so we can put it on the plant to reveal the path, but I left the needle on top of the roof, so I went to go get it.
Thank you.
Put the chemical inside the needle, and therefore this cutscene to play, making me do all that for no reason. I don't know who did it, and I don't care. There were syringes everywhere, and people were waiting for me, then there weren't, so I don't know. But now the boss can be actually beaten. Since me and Darkrat knew where the boss room was, we started to attack it, and it was pretty simple, you know? I didn't even do much in this fight because the plant really wanted to grab me, like really badly. So while Darkrat was beating it, I just did the final hit. When you kill it, we can now leave from the door we tried to leave earlier, since the vine on the door are gone. Before leaving the area, Axeman said goodbye to me, then the building collapsed, me and Darkrat survived, but Shrimp stayed for Yasha and they both end up dying. Remember kids, survival is your responsibility. The next scenario is Desperate Times, and this one is a lot of fun. You find yourself in the RPD station helping Marvin survive.
Take a look at this.
Obviously, if you
It's a
played
map of this
RE2,
place
you
back
already
when it was
knows what
an art
happens to
museum.
this guy. Since we're in the police station, we decided to all play cops. I don't know, I think it would have been more unique, you know, a challenge, I guess. The goal of this scenario is fairly simple. All you need is collect these plates and put them in front of the statue, which then will trigger this cutscene for this cop to go get a car and a help.
Some dead
Don't worry, we understand, Marvin. After a few minutes, Marvin will do an announcement in the RPD which will force everyone to teleport in front of the gates, which you will have to survive a big wave of zombies until Rita arrives with a car. It's very simple and easy. In fact, it's very easy, but we're fresh out of the raccoon zoo, so working as a team will be the last option after everything else failed. This scenario was making Yasha do all type of noise. You also have to be careful because sometimes gas will fill up a room and it'll increase your infection rate a lot faster. Surviving is not an issue, it's who you're surviving with that can be the issue. There was this moment when I wanted to help Shrimp get this first aid spray and this dog did not want to let us go, bro. I know the white woman and the dog is the perfect team, but this isn't Final Fantasy 7 or Clock Tower. Let me go. They're a bit too excited, like they're jumping all over the walls and shit.
Come with me.
Anyways, we went to the final phase of the map, and since we were not prepared, and we didn't have much bullets left, we got absolutely destroyed. The second attempt went better, but Yasha almost got grabbed out of the window and died. Me and Shrimp almost knew this was gonna happen, so we waited to see if he was actually gonna get grabbed. We opened this parking garage that had a lot of weapons and ammo to give us a chance for the wave of zombies. The ammo still didn't help us, and Darkrat was yelling at Yasha to go knife a zombie, and he died after. He proceeded to stun lock me in the corner with the army of zombies, and this run was cooked. The third attempt went a lot better, because this time we stayed in the corner and we were a firing squad. We were shooting, and when we need to reload, we told the others that we had to, so we could have the rhythm going. We wasted all our bullets, but the driver came in the right time, which ends the scenario with us leaving Marcus behind. We now reach the final scenario, end of the road. This one is pretty big, just like Decision Decision, and it's pretty good as well. Just like old RE games, it's fitting to end the last level in an umbrella lab. The scenario starts as normal altogether, and Yasha is moving a bit too fast, but everything seems normal. And there's a lot of hunters. That's crazy. And then we reach the part where they release the Tyrant, and he's in our side this time. For now. The Tyrant acts like a bodyguard for us for the hunters, and it's pretty funny because he's kicking one to death. And like usual, you can't control these things for long, so he got betrayed immediately and dies.
Grid launcher, I saw. Freaking the con!
While we were running, the guy jumped it on Shrimp from the sky. I'm not gonna help you. Yasha was getting beat up too, but then... Yeah, I noticed it, so I told him to cut it out. Since we were cornered, we started jumping the Tyrant, and since the Umbrella Scientist dropped the self-destruct button for the Tyrant, we could use it to our advantage to put him down permanently, as long as the player holds the button. Warbear was tweaking on Shrimp.
Tiens le putain! Putain de crétin!
Ouais, c'est vrai, ça. It worked out and we managed to kill the Tyrant. Remember the box we didn't push in File 1? Well, this happened here as well. We even tried to break it because we didn't know what to do. We even tried to push it, but you had to push it at a specific side to make it move. So we assumed it was a breakable box. Until I got the right angle to push it. Yasha found the scientist that survived, and this cutscene is funny to me because of Kevin's face. We didn't escort her out of the lab, but then she gets shot by one of those umbrella mercenaries. The merc shot Shrimp and hurt him pretty badly, and Shrimp asked me to heal him, but me being the stingy bastard, told him to heal himself. And this is where the team split it apart. Yasha and Shrimp wanted to help the girl, me and Darkrat dipped. I had a nasty habit of stepping on the mines. Oh! J'ai trouvé ma queue ici. Ici les gars.
Vous m'avez abandonné ici.
Arrête de tomber ces mines!
Y'a un mine?
Oui, y'a des mines par terre.
Yasha died by the sniper, and I started to lose my aim, I guess. Because what is going on here?
Maxime, t'es mort? Mais... Maxime!
Putain!
Mais t'aurais dû me le dire, je t'aurais revive.
Me and Darkrat was working as a unit, as a team to live. We were probably fighting a bit too well because even the Tyrant that we killed earlier came back for some smoke. But not before me stepping on a mine.
D'après moi, c'est parce que c'est le même terrain que Leon se...
No. After seeing his entrance, I think me and Darkrat knew we were not going back for Shrimp at all. And while he's not teleporting all over the place, he is pretty fast. It's really hard to leave him. We were so close to the helicopter, but this wrong turn from the camera got me. And it was GG, Joe over.
Oh,
I'm dead. Survive. Probably should have stayed selfish until the end, but it's too late for that. Survival is my responsibility, just like for Shrimp and Yasha. Such a shame we only have one survivor. Oh well, nuke the city now. And with that, the run was over and Darkrat was the last person alive. I have one question for you to part on. If Capcom will revisit Outbreak in a way, what would you like? Would you want an HD collection of the Outbreak games only? Or with how Capcom is going with the Reverse, Resistance, would you want like a third-person Outbreak with the levels? I don't mind either way, but tell me in the comments. We also made this tier list if you agree with it, and we argued about it for like an hour.
Oh, start with Outbreak, it's the first one. Decision's the last one, start with the first one.
No, we're going with each. Okay.
What do you mean? Yeah, Outbreak's the first one. This is not the second one. It doesn't matter about the order, okay? Just go with the first one we did. Outbreak.
What are you guys rating?
It doesn't matter.
See, this is why I should be doing this.
This is the
Hive is
hospital.
C. No, it's C.
No, no.
It's C.
Let's see. Wait.
It's
I
not
put
D,
it.
but
I
D.
put it C. I put it C.
D.
I don't think it's D.
C.
I think it's C.
Pourquoi vous l'aimez pas?
Because this
No,
map.
but you both. No, I'm not even gonna hear
I'm not
an
hear it.
argument out of you guys because
Oui, je vais
both of you
l'entendre.
fucks gave up. I had to do the puzzles.
This is
You
the same
fucks
fucker
gave
who.
up.
No. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
bring
This
the
is the same
fucker
fucker. I don't want to hear it. He always dies. I'll give up, sure, but you're dying anyway, so you can't even finish the level yourself. You can't even finish. Regardless, it was all fun and games. And if you are wondering how Lilith survived the massive nuke from Raccoon City, sometimes you just gotta look around you, and the Umbrella's ashes are never truly gone.